Triangle patterns are a fantastic pattern to learn and use when predicting a stock price's movement. How's it going, guys? Ryan here with another episode of My Trading Guide, and today we're talking all about triangle patterns, what kinds of triangle patterns there are and how you can use them to your advantage in order to make a profit on the stock market. But as always, guys, before we get started, please remember to like my video. It helps me out so much. And remember to subscribe for more content. If you've got any comments, questions or queries throughout the video, leave them down in the comment section below. And with that, let's get straight into it. So what are triangle patterns? Well, effectively triangles are a form of continuation pattern that helps you predict the direction of the stock price's movements, whether it be bullish, bearish, or whether it be a bit unknown. There is a type of triangle pattern which is very, very hard to interpret. And the reason it's called a triangle pattern is because quite literally it looks like a triangle. You can have your general triangles going up in an uptrend or a downtrend, or if there's a symmetrical triangle pattern, you really don't know what direction the stock price is going to take because it identifies indecision. And when you're looking at the triangle patterns, they actually operate a bit like flag patterns because what they do is they consolidate over a period of time prior to the next movement in price. So in this diagram, we see the three different styles of triangle patterns that you'll see on the stock market. The first of which is an ascending triangle, which is a bullish pattern, and you'll find this in uptrends. So you'll find that the price is already moving in a positive direction, and then the price tends to consolidate over a small period of time. On the bottom, you can see that there is the trend line, and the top is the resistance line. It'll consolidate and eventually break through that top line. Now the opposite is a descending triangle pattern, and you'll find these when the stock is bearish and dropping in price. And you can see that the trend line on the top is where the direction of the price is going, and it bounces off that and consolidates all the way down to the support zone, and eventually it'll consolidate to a point where it breaks through that and continues down in a negative direction. Then thirdly, what you see is a symmetrical triangle pattern, and these are quite interesting because these are really indecision patterns, and you don't really know what direction the stock price is going to take. It could go positively or it could go negatively. So these are the sort of ones you want to avoid because there is often quite a bit of confusion when looking at these type of patterns. Now let's take a few real life examples of triangle patterns, and as you can see they might not actually be that clear cut to find, and often on the candle charts you really need to have a few different days or a few months if it's over a long period of time of trading to start seeing that triangle pattern form. So in this one we see an ascending triangle pattern. As you can see, the price is trending overall in an upwards direction, and you can see it shoots up and then begins to consolidate. It can almost be looking like a flag pattern at this point, but as you can see, when it busts through the top resistance line, it goes up in price. The second image is of a descending triangle pattern, and you can see that the stock is already downtrending. You can see the trend line at the top is the upper part of the triangle, and the support point at the bottom is the bottom part of the triangle. You can see that the stock does have a brief increase in value at the start, but then continues to consolidate in a downwards direction, eventually breaking through the bottom of the triangle downwards. Now, if we look at a symmetrical triangle, it's quite a lot different. So you can see that there is clearly a lot of indecision going on here. The price is fluctuating between the two lines quite a lot, and as a result you don't really know what's going to happen. And this is quite clear from what actually happens afterwards, which is you can see that it significantly drops below the bottom support line and then all of a sudden rockets up afterwards. So you can see there was significant indecision there, and it could go in any direction. Really, you want to be staying away and avoiding these sorts of triangle patterns because they could either show a reverse in the price trend or a continuation in the price trend. You don't really know in this sort of circumstance. So now that you know what a triangle pattern looks like and the different types of triangle patterns, how do we really take advantage of triangle patterns? And the first step is to establish what the current trend and the stock price movement has been over the past few weeks. If it's uptrending and you find an ascending triangle forms, you want to take a position when it bounces off the bottom of the trend line, and then it should jump up straight into the resistance point and hopefully at some stage break through. If you're looking at a descending triangle, for instance, and you're going short on a stock, you want to be looking for it bouncing off the top of the trend line because that's probably the most optimal place to enter, as the stock from there should continue to drop in price and eventually break through the support at the bottom. If you're in a stock and you see the price fluctuate to a point where a symmetrical triangle forms, you want to be putting your stop losses in place, or you want to be watching the stocks very, very carefully because the price could effectively go in an upwards or downwards direction and quite severely. This is an indecision pattern and you really, really need to be careful when you see these happening. And that wraps up today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of my trading guide on triangle patterns. If you did, please remember to leave a like down below, as well as leaving a comment on your thoughts and how you use triangle patterns in your day-to-day trading lives. If you want to keep up with my latest content, please remember to subscribe to the channel. And with that, guys, hope you have an awesome day. See you next time.